We now switch sides for game 2. I'm playing my Dwindle Wiz deck. Well, it's not mine, I net decked it, against a Wizard. So, Wizard is a pretty good matchup unlike Noise because he doesn't mill agendas, which means that, the chance of me losing to bad luck on archives is much less, and his recurring credits don't mean much when it comes to trashing my upgrades because Corporate Troubleshooter and Will of the Wisp trash for very little trash cost anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But this Wizard is a cunning, sneaky, devious guy. On his first turn, he installs a donut antagonist straight away. So I find myself rolling in the deep. Yes, for an operation-based Grundle, this is looking really bad. Playing events cost 1 more, and this will certainly add up to a lot. I am not looking forward to playing against this. It's pretty painful to have to pay 1 more every single time, and that is a very strong counter to Grundle. Pretty much will eat away at my starting 10 credits, slowly but surely. Alright, I draw into an Archive Memories, and I have nothing better to do with the rest of my cards, so what I do is to retrieve the Will of the Wisp, and install it blatantly in the R&D, followed by Grim on top of it, so now I can guarantee that R&D was locked down hard. So no keyhole or medium shenanigans. He's going to have a hard time getting it. Now he attempts to do a Parasite, which is very smart. Parasite not only gets rid of Ice Wall pretty effectively, more importantly, it bypasses Will of the Wisp. And I do not want that to happen. Once I'm left with only Grim and Will of the Wisp on the R&D, he's going to trash Will of the Wisp for free, and that's wasting a lot of my time. So I avoid that fate by advancing my Ice Wall. Then I play a Hedge Fund and advance it some more. So now my Ice Wall is on 5 strength. Parasite has 2 tokens. Still a long way to go. So yes, typically this deck doesn't like advancing Ice Wall, but in this situation, advancing Ice Wall is a very, very good play. Because it gets rid of the Parasite so it actually buys me time, basically. I don't want him getting into R&D because so far I've only drawn 1 agenda. R&D is pretty packed right now. Meanwhile, I'm trying to dig for my ice frantically so that I can start scoring stuff out of the remote. But it looks like my time is coming to an end as he got his Darwin out. So slowly but surely, 1 by 1, all my ice is going to be rendered useless. Because most of the ice I run is low strength. The only exceptions between are the Sentries as well as Curtain Wall, which I happily res with the Oversight. Woohoo! Now we are talking. So an oversighted Curtain Wall is going to be huge for me. He's not going to be able to get through this anytime soon. Darwin 10? No, that's not going to happen. So I see the opportunity and it's time to jump. Install double advance my government contracts, and I look to score it, which is huge because now I can get lots of money. Countering his donut antagonist. But look what he got. It's David. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad. Firstly, my Curtain Wall disappears because he breaks all the subroutines. Secondly, the innermost piece of ice was an Ice Wall, I believe. Not going to cut it against his Darwin. So what was meant to be 3 points scored by me is now 3 points scored, still stolen by him. This is ugly. This is really bad. David is so strong. David just gave an up new teeth. Now I cannot be so safe about an oversighted Archer or Curtain Wall anymore. This sucks. Oh man. Yeah, I totally didn't see that coming. I really should have. It's the new data pack. People are going to play with David and Cash, which he has on the table as well. Speaking of that, the Cash is really standing in my way because I cannot use Power Shutdown to get rid of anything because his Cash with no tokens on it will just tank all the Power Shutdown madness. This means that I also cannot get rid of his Data Sucker until I get the second Power Shutdown, and that's annoying. So I draw into my priority rack, but I cannot score it right now. Right now, my remote has Enigma and Ice Wall, and his Darwin's on 2, which means he can break through easily. With a loaded KT Jones, he can get in, so that's a worry of mine. I find myself starting to get agenda flooded, so that is looking really bad. I just click for credits because Donut Antagonist is really costing me a lot. In the meantime, he is building up on data sucker tokens, which I'm really worried about. The parasite is slowly but surely climbing up, and if I let him destroy my ice wall, I'm going to be in a world of hurt because I spent so much time and effort invested into the ice wall. To have it deleted by a parasite data sucker is the worst thing that can happen. So I do rest the Grim to keep him from destroying my ice wall, but this is only temporary because eventually his Darwin will come up to 5, and that's when things really get nasty. Alright, he attempts to vamp me. What he doesn't know is that that's an archer. His Darwin is on 5. His Darwin and data sucker combined is not enough to deal with the archer. Oh, sweet, sweet revenge. He stole my agenda, but I get him back by destroying his high strength Darwin and the parasite that has been bugging my ice wall. Whew. That is huge. That archer really saved my bacon that day. The hostile takeover did help as well. I scored it just at the right time, in the nick of time. Alright, so well, he fetches Darwin back, but it is reset to 0 without needing a virus purge. So now is my time to rush an agenda. Or not, because he has a data sucker out, sufficient tokens to get through the server, and don't have enough money to res both pieces of ice anyway. So yes, that's where data sucker is annoying. I think it might have been a better idea to snipe off the data sucker instead. That was, I think, a misplay by me. I was too desperate to get the parasite away because it was going to consume my ice wall eventually. But taking away the data sucker was probably the right move because it would have allowed me to score the agenda. Now he gets the imp out. Things go from bad to worse. I block out archives so he cannot get any more data sucker tokens. The last thing I want him to do is to get 6 sucker tokens because that means he can parasite down my archer in 1 turn or the ice wall, both of which are definitely undesirable. So now I'm definitely struggling. To counter that, I have my corporate troubleshooter installed in the remote. Now this is going to help because I can put my ice out of Darwin range, so I can score the priority requisition next turn. Yes, so corporate troubleshooter for 1 influence definitely coming into play here. Alright, he gets a Corroder out, but it's okay because I have an Enigma as the outermost piece of ice protecting my remote. So now, time to go. His Darwin is at 3 strength. So even if he plays a David at this point, I can still up my Enigma to 4 strength and he won't be able to get through. This is huge. He does play the David, but he also plays a personal touch. Oh no, it's Darwin's at 4 strength. Oh no. I was racking my brain at this point to think of any way to stop him from getting in. But no, he has all his bases covered. The 4 strength Darwin breaks anything for 4 or less. The David deals with everything else for 5 or more. So, ouch. Ouch indeed. Well, absolutely nothing I could do about that. The only thing I can do right now is to tax him. So right now I'm just deciding whether to tax his credits or tax his David. I choose the David, raise it to strength 5, because why not? But he's going to get through nonetheless. Once again, what should have been a free agenda for me became a free steal for him. That was utterly painful, devastating, disgusting. Welcome to the new Anarch. David really hurts so bad against my deck window. Because all my ice is either low strength, extremely low strength, or 5-6 strength, which David deals with very well. The only good thing is that Archer has protected my HQ completely. Because Archer has 4 sub-routines, his David can only do so much, which means that he has limited ability to vamp or account siphon me, whichever he runs. So that's the only thing saving my bacon right now. Everything else is his pickings, and it's looking really ugly right now. Alright, so he attempts an R&D run. He gets through the Grim with David and uses Corroder for Ice Wall, knowing that he will trash Will of the Wisp. Either way, I'll rest Will of the Wisp to get rid of his Corroder. Maybe that will help. like that will help. I mean, he has a David and a Darwin out. He can do anything right now. The only thing I can do right now is to text his David, but well, that's irrelevant because he top decks the agenda to win the game. But well deserved by him. He played that so well. He held all the surprises until the very turn he needs them. Granted, this is a much easier archetype for him to play against than Glacier or Fast Advance, simply because whenever I install double advance into the remote, he knows that is the time to strike, which means that he didn't have to make too many runs at all. All he needed were precision strikes on the remote, and precision strike he did. Every time he caught me off guard, I was always playing one step behind, and because of that, I got 6 agenda points pulled out of my butt. He totally deserved to win that, and I definitely should brush up on my playing against add-up skills, because David is a real thing now, and you cannot feel so safe with a Res, Curtain Wall, or Archer anymore. That is something I am definitely learning the hard way. But this is still a very legit deck. I just need to be more careful about gauging the tempo of the game and how strong he is. Gauging when is the right time to score agendas. So, you live and learn. Thanks for watching. Hope you've learned something as well. See you around.